is now time for our feature presentation. Spoiler warnings. Alright, so we're still kind of discovering how we're going to do things around here. Now this week I'm going to try something new. I didn't write anything down for my reviews. We're going to try see how that works. It's time for the first review of the night. Eyes Without a Face, the 1960 classic.
Pourquoi mens-tu? Depuis le temps que je te connais, je lis sur ton visage. Dis-moi la vérité.
Les gens n'approfondiront pas. Ils ne chercheront pas à savoir ce qui se passe ici, surtout.
Mais que se passe-t-il dans cette mystérieuse ville-là?
Allô, inspecteur Parot?
Je vous remercie de nous avoir avertis.
Pourquoi les miroirs de cette étrange demeure sont-ils masqués de noir? Que cherche-t-elle? Le reflet de ses yeux? De son visage?
Edna, elle s'est échappée.
Historique.
J'ai rendez-vous avec une amie. Je vous dirai demain.
Demain, il sera trop tard, mon petit.
Edith Scobb, dont vous connaîtrez enfin le visage en venant voir notre prochain spectacle, Les yeux sans visage.
Now, for those who don't know, this mask she wears in the film was the inspiration for John Carpenter to have the Michael Myers blank expression mask, which is really cool. So this is why this is the reason I picked this movie for us to review tonight. And let's dive in. Alright, Dwayne, what did you think of the movie?
So, I liked it. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
1960s horror movie. It wasn't like really gory and scary. There's a couple of scenes in it that were like a little intense.
Well, for me, it's the surgery scenes.
Yeah.
That you want to freak Sean out.
Yeah.
Anything surgical, I get low Quincy. I get like even if it's like something on like what's those little channels women watch where they're like doing birth stuff or surgery stuff. I cannot watch that. That shit freaks me out. So this here, when he was like cutting on girls' faces, I was actually like kind of like wincing up a little bit.
Yeah. So like the story is he's a doctor, he's in a car wreck and the wife dies and the daughter gets disfigured or something like that.
No, was that one girl his girlfriend or?
I thought it was wife, I don't know.
Okay.
It don't matter.
Yeah, so they got in a really bad car accident. Somehow his daughter's face is white. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Maybe a piece of glass just came and cut everything off. And he's trying to fix her face by killing women, cutting their face off, I believe is what happened. What's happening. And surgically putting it over his daughter's face, which is pretty grotesque. And I don't know. I don't know why it's got to be from the face. I don't know how anything about surgical stuff. So, I mean, it's pretty like gory, kind of like a gory plot for a movie from the 60s.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with it. From the 1960s, this is kind of a really intense subject there because, like I say, he's cutting people's faces off. It's like doing face swaps with them and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a good movie. The score is really good on it.
Oh my god. There's this woman who we're not sure who she is. If it's his girlfriend.
It's his girlfriend now, I think, or his nurse or helper or something. But
And every time she's on the prowl for hunting down a woman, they have this one music playing that's like, this fucking. If I ever make a movie, I might see if I can't borrow that because the fucking score they had for that was really good.
Oh yeah. So a little fact on there is the lady that plays the nurse. She's also in Suspiria, one of the Dario Argento movies and stuff like that.
Okay.
So some of them have done a bunch of other movies and stuff. I don't really recognize a lot of them, but I did recognize her. That's what made me think about that there.
Yeah, I didn't recognize anybody, but you know I haven't watched a lot of older films or French films, so I mean I was kind of in the blank on this one. Normally I do kind of like see who everybody was, but with the foreign films I haven't really been doing that much. So they kind of fake her death, his dad.
Yeah.
And which kind of sucks because she had a fiance who still loves her. And I was like, why, I don't know. I felt like that was, why didn't he just tell everybody what happened? Why did he have to do all that?
Well, because he ends up killing these girls when he takes their faces off, and they know his daughter lost her face, so they're like, well, let's see.
Yeah, okay,
You know,
it would make him suspect number one.
Yeah, suspect number one would be, hey, his daughter's in the face, he's a doctor, and all these girls are dying, so they're still in their face, who's lost a face recently?
Yeah.
So he faked the daughter's death so they wouldn't think it was him.
This movie, there is lots of dead time when there's nothing going on, like scary wise, but I mean, it still was pretty good. And you'd think the daughter would have a problem with him doing this. She really didn't. She's cool with it until the end. But I was like, I feel like it was all selfish. I felt the main girl was very selfish because I'm going to go ahead and spoil the whole thing. Like, she was cool with all the surgeries, killing the girls, until she kind of gave up hope. And then, she's like, you know what? And kills the nurse and the dad, essentially. And I was like, you selfish bitch. They did all this work, all this for her. And then she goes, I'm going to kill him. I don't know. Dwayne, what'd you think of that?
Yeah, she kind of didn't she didn't want it at the beginning, but then when they put that first face on, she was kind of, I got a face back now.
Yeah.
But then after so long, the skin started dying, so it was 20, 21 days. They were like, the skin's starting to peel and go bad again, so we have to do another face swap. But then she's like, I don't want to live anymore and all this, and then she ends up going on a killing spree at the end and walks away and opens up the door and lets all these pets
Yeah.
and animals out.
What was he doing to those dogs?
He was doing experiments on dogs too for some reason, and they never said why.
Was he
It was
like?
kind of skin grafting dogs.
So
you know?
he's like doing like experiments on
Yeah,
them? Okay.
yeah. It looked like he was taking skin off of one dog and putting on another to see if it would stay.
Yeah.
So that way he has a little practice with it when he goes and does it for his daughter. But he was still torturing animals and stuff like that. And she finally lets them all go at the end when she kills them and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
she let all the dogs out. The dogs just murdered him. And I was like, he did all that work for her. And she's like, at the end, she goes, fuck you, and lets the dogs out, stabs the nurse she's the one who hunted the girls down for the surgery, and dumped some of their bodies. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. And then she goes off like Snow White with a bird on her hand, and just walks off in the woods like a dumbass. I don't know, Dwayne. The ending bothered me, but until then, I thought the movie was fairly good. I like how the cops slowly started to figure it out. It was them. But then at the end, they're like, I guess it's not him. And then they went home. So I guess they weren't even that good of a cops. That was kind of if they weren't going to figure it out as him, I'd maybe not put that in the movie. Because they thought it was him at the very end. And they did a little
search of his house, talk to him and stuff.
Yeah, they talked to him, and they kind of like, they had they're trying all this to figure out if it's him, and they're like, oh, I guess not him, and then let's go home. And so, I don't know, if you aren't going to do anything with it, why put it there?
Yeah.
I didn't see the end coming. I didn't, honestly didn't see her just going crazy and killing everybody. She let the last girl go free. I don't know, Dwayne. That part bothered me. But again, the music was great. Very, kind of creepy moments with the surgery stuff. What are your final thoughts on this?
I liked it. It was a well shot movie. The cinematography was really good on it. Like I said, there's a bunch of dull spots in there where it's kind of like, well, I know they had to make a movie an hour and a half. I think it was like an hour, 31 minutes, maybe something like that. But there's a lot of parts where it's just dragging on and everything like that. But it was like a really great concept to a movie from 1960s also.
Yes. I feel like this movie would be a good one to do a remake of.
I was trying to think the whole time if I've seen anybody do remakes on. I know they've done it where Face Off, where they swap faces around, stuff like that. But just the horror-wise, I'm sure they have done stuff like this, but not like just a direct remake and stuff.
I feel like this one, if a good director, I feel like this one could be a good one to do. I would probably change a few things.
Sure.
But keep most of the premise the same. I think it'd be really good.
Let's make that movie.
Alright, let's make it.
Alright.
Alright, Dwayne, any last thoughts? Score?
No, I was saying it's really good cinematography. The soundtrack was really good. The score was really good. The acting was actually really good too. There wasn't any just lame actors or something like that where you just didn't believe anything they were saying. You actually believed a lot of what they were saying and stuff. So my final thoughts is I liked it, and I'm giving it a 6.5.
Okay. We don't do halves, but a 6.
Sure, 6.
I want to add one last thought. Even though I didn't like how she killed the nurse and the doctor, her dad, they did deserve to die. And here's why I think they definitely deserve to die. The scene where he goes to identify his daughter's body, it's not really her, but it is a dead girl, and he goes, yes, that's my daughter. He leaves, and then the girl who's actually dead, her dad shows up, and he is like, oh, I'm so sorry, my daughter's missing or something, and he's asking for something, and the dad looks at him, and he goes, my daughter's dead, why should I give you any sympathy? Now, it would make sense if that was his daughter, but it wasn't. It was actually the other guy's daughter. So in reality, that was just a really dick thing to do. Because I would imagine he knew that was the father of the girl he killed. And then for him to say that on top of that, I was like, oh man, this guy's got to die. So I didn't feel bad he died. but I just didn't like how it happened. Anyway, I am going to give this movie a 6 out of 10. You know, pros, like Dwayne said, good acting, good cinematography, good music, good script for the most part. I wish the ending was a little more. I wish you would have like hinted at it from the beginning, you know, because at first she was cool with everything, and then at the very end she goes, you know what? She was kind of suicidal, and they didn't want her to die. I don't know. I feel like she had no reason to kill them. Is my point. That's why I'm upset with the ending. She had no reason to kill people who were, from beginning to end, were only looking out for her best interest. Even though they were doing bad things, for her, they were doing good. Alright, Dwayne, that's so far, France has 12 points. And we still got 2 more films, and Germany's only at 31. So I feel like if they're going at this speed, France may be getting the gold medal so far.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen.
Alright.